And the plane is off.
Yep, the two beautiful gentlemen, Krat and Keating, taking you through the Hindi stream as well, so check them out if you want to. No, actually, just stay here. We would like you to stay here for our own selfish sake. But speaking of selfish reasons, surprisingly, this time Fourier are not going for Paradise Resort. They did take that place last time. Nobody going towards bootcamp at all. Not a single team. Ronak is a bit far away from his teammates. He's approaching the bootcamp area, and once he realizes that bootcamp is completely up for the taking, he will tell his teammates the same thing.
Yep, we have Team ORB also very close to Team 16. Hopefully we're going to see a quick fight go down right now. Team 16 is Aztecs, so the winners of the last game. This is not boding well for Team ORB because they've already had a pretty rough start in Erangel. But yep, they're booking it. Meanwhile, Aztec, Spidey already with his trusty Tommy gun. Yeah, the loot is kind of sporadic, and Satan, look at him perched already on the roof, looking for an angle.
It's kind of in reminiscence of the fact that I just said, that you level the playing field a bit. Aztec, the winners of the previous game, versus ORB, the team that went down in the very first place. It's going to be fair if we see these two teams who are at the absolute top and absolute bottom fight it out. It's going to be a fair fight. I mean, it will level the playing field a bit. But while I say that, up in this little camp, we have 7Cs are about to go up against -40. Nexus, as usual, far away from his team, can hear final boss at this point, and they are both trying to TPP each other. Nexus just did show his shoulder a bit, so I think his position has been compromised. And obviously, when he closes the door like that, it's very audible. But while I say that, Ruthless, in some other part of the same city, gets the kill onto final boss, knocks him down, and Vido has already been finished off. It's a 2 versus 4 at this point, and Ruthless wants to finish off final boss, but Zigsaw, he's guarding his teammate. He's using him as bait, hoping that Ruthless will go in to finish him, but Ruthless does not fall for that trap.
Absolutely, Ruthless is trying to get an angle, and he does not manage. He does it a quick straight on, but he does not manage to get final boss. Zigsaw can hear him, and so can Ruthless here. 7C's teammate nearby. He cooks his nade. Oh, he gets the nade! Oh my god, 7C's in a quick, swift shootout. They're done. Meanwhile, we had Aztec just eliminate ORB Elites, the team that you've been betting your money on. What a quick elimination. Two teams already out in Sanhok. The game barely started, Crips.
Yeah. 2 minutes, 30 seconds into the game, and two teams are already out. Yeah, that's what Sanhok is all about. Early explosive action. And you know what the best part is? The action did not happen in the usual places like Bootcamp and Paradise. This was in Kampong and in Camp Bravos. This is cool stuff. The funny thing is, ORB Elites once again bite the dust, and the reason why Aztecs were super successful in the previous game was not because they won the chicken dinner, it's because they already had a lot of kills before they even entered the final circle. Now they've eliminated an entire team, so they have 4 points in the bag already. That's got to be something.
Yes, absolutely. And now we're off, of course, watching GODLIKE, the team that needs to defend their position because they've already been relegated to the 25th place in the standing. This is a team that has not been performing really well, and a team that a lot of people have high hopes for. So hopefully GODLIKE can get a lot of kills this game and show that they're still pretty much in the running, at least for the semi-finals. This is a marathon, ladies and gentlemen. The group stages are a 6-day event, I believe. We are right now watching Group A and Group D. And here we go. What is this lovely new UI that we're looking at here?
It's amazing. You can see all the team names, all the logos. We did appreciate the Team Aztecs logo, but let's, for now, appreciate the position of Team Aztec. They've already got the kill onto one of the teams. They are on their way into the safe zone. Meanwhile, Fnatic have taken complete control of Bootcamp. They have CELTZ and GODLIKE nearby, who might run into each other soon. Team Marcos safely capturing the areas around Ruins. Team Orange Rock are also somewhere close to Ruins. They probably won't spot out Team Marcos just yet, but JSN and TeamELVES, they definitely will see each other. Matt has only a Vector with a 4x, not the ideal weapon for a long-range battle, but he doesn't want to take the battle now. He will relay the information to his teammates so that they can act upon it later on. Hopefully backstab JSL when they're busy fighting someone else.
Yes, we've got JSL, of course, making their way slowly into the circle, and of course, the team that came in place third with 14 kills, I believe. 7 kills. No, 14 kills. I stand corrected. JSL, of course, a team that performed really well in Erangel. Maybe they can keep the momentum up. I'm sure they're feeling all pumped and good. But let us see how the circle is. Speaking of the circle, Team Fourier was a team that we were discussing during our little break between the matches. A team that seems to be able to rotate perfectly to the last circle, but they never seem to perform in the last circle.
I think rotating is a strong point to the team rather than fighting. even though they do manage to get their rotations right, it's the firepower they seem to be lacking, because whenever we see them enter fights, they don't really end up in a good position. So let's see if they can change that in a map like Sanhok, which is pretty fight intensive. Speaking of intense firefighting, we do have Fnatic on the screen. CELTZ about to run into them, and I think he just spotted Ash. I have a feeling Rox just spotted Ash, and even Owace is in sight. This is gonna start anytime soon. Let's see who initiates first. And here we go. Bullets rattling off. Owace doesn't take too much damage, gets to safety, and now CELTZ know exactly what is happening. Fnatic, how do they retaliate? Owace is a bit far away from his team, so does he act as bait? Does he allow his teammates to rotate from the other side? Scout, as usual, playing the spearhead up close behind a rock. I don't think they're aware about this, and MJ takes a bit of damage and knocked out by Ash.
Yeah, MJ should not have pushed the way they did. This was a very, very daring push from Team CELTZ, because Fnatic is dug in a good position right now as Ash lets go from nade. They're trying to get an angle on rocks. What a beautiful knock though. Like Ash is trying to find out where the rest of Team CELTZ is as he third person peeks.
Oh, this is smoke. This is actually brilliant. The smoke is not anywhere close to MJ. This is a bait. They're trying to smoke at a different place so that they can bamboozle Fnatic.
Perfect misdirection. Perfect misdirection from Team CELTZ as they try to get MJ up. Meanwhile, Rox gets a leg shot on Ash. Ash at less than 50 HP here. Rox hopefully doesn't get overconfident, but Atanki gets a little bit of damage all the way from a Fnatic player. Oh, and JSL and Intense is finally in a beautiful battle with each other. We've got one man knock on Intense, one man knock on JSL. Zal almost knocking out Surya, but finishing off Glaive. This is not looking good for JSL, the promised team, as Team Intense fights off with JSL. And now we are looking at Fnatic and CELTZ.
Yep, two different fights happening in two different places. The one between CELTZ and Fnatic seems to have cut to a little stalemate, but I'm pretty sure Fnatic will not let go of them. CELTZ looking to re-engage, and they have managed to get both their players back online. So it's still a 4 versus 4. No harm done, no foul. But Rox is a bit too close to Fnatic. He's just on the edges of that wall, and now his position has been given away as Scout opened that door. But this is risky. Scout, as soon as he goes ahead to throw that nade out, he is at a risk of getting knocked out. People have his aim trained on him. It's a smoke. He's gonna need to lay down some cover before he can finally start to flank Team CELTZ. Surprisingly, Fnatic are not going for the flank, which they usually do. Here come the nades. They go flying in. Do they connect? And no! They hit the wall. Ash is still safe. MJ, on the other hand, is on the far left-hand side. He's behind a rock. It is something that Fnatic probably won't expect. But this fight, the longer it drags on, it's going to become more problematic. Red, he decides to initiate, goes ahead of the wall, and this is risky territory. As soon as he opens that door, he's going to run into Scout, one of the strongest players in the country. Can he win this aim duel one-on-one? Scout taking a lot of damage, and Red finally gets the knock onto him. He gets the kill onto Scout as well. This is brilliant. Fnatic is one man down. Their big gun is already out of the picture. And that MK14 on auto fire, it's devastating in close range. Molotov out so that Ash cannot rotate out from the right-hand side. This is problematic. Now Ash is trapped in a corner. The only way out is through that little gap in the wall or through the back of the house. Cut away from his teammates. If CELTZ decide to push onto him right now, they will be in a perfect spot to get one knock. Yes. Somehow, Ash is trying to re-establish contact with Ronak, but it doesn't seem to be working out for him.
This is a big loss for Fnatic as they've lost Scout OP, and I think Fnatic needs to clinch this win if they really want to move ahead. Atanki and his teammates are obviously feeling pretty confident that they knocked out the great Scout OP. So CELTZ might want to commit to this fight as this standoff continues. Shots are being fired. And oh my god! CELTZ knocks Ronak! What an amazing knock, and it looks like this is not looking good for Fnatic. Fnatic needs to make a quick decision here.
Yeah, I think CELTZ have made their decision. They're getting into the car so that they can get on the other side and flank them from behind. I do not think anyone will expect this, and they definitely don't. Even Ash on the ground, and Fnatic have been bamboozled. Where is Owace? He's way too far away from his team. There's no way he's going to be able to save his teammates. And Owace just needs to survive and play for placement points as he keeps hiding under the water. Not a good start for one of the strongest teams in the tournament. And CELTZ are going to be feeling really happy about that.
Absolutely. Team CELTZ, I'm sure, is screaming and cheering, having put 3 Fnatic players in the dirt. Owace is now going to have to play this tactically as he plays for position more than kills. This is a Terrible start for Fnatic, but let's look at the circle right here. We've got Orange Rock peacefully in the center of the circle. Lifecraft moving in from the north towards Ruins near Bridge. We've got Fourier rotating pretty slowly, but hopefully we'll be able to make it in the circle much faster. M40 on the far east, creeping up on Team CELTZ. Hopefully we'll see M40 third party. Team CELTZ AIM also slowly moving into the circle, and Aztec and Godlike as well, not too far from the safe zone. Here we go.
I think it's a bit too late for them to third party because CELTZ has already recovered. Most of the teammates are on full HP. MJ also just finished healing up. There's a beautiful AUG up for grabs, but it's in the middle of nowhere. No teams in vicinity. Yeah, I think this airdrop is going to go unclaimed.
Team Hype very close to Oasis. If they spot him, it's not going to be a good game for Fnatic, and a lot of pressure on Oasis to actually survive. Let's not forget the fact that Sanhok, the previous game of Sanhok, where we had TeamELVES, Gubber managed to get position points finally, so Oasis is going to be hoping to do something similar. He is the last man standing, as well as Gubber was. So let's see how it plays out for Oasis.
Yeah, and he's under the bridge, a place where a lot of people will check. So he's playing it absolutely safe. And the best part is, he's near a bridge, so if in case fights do break out, he might just be able to steal a couple of points. But it's, again, risky. It's unlikely that he will pop out of that bridge before he is spotted. Meanwhile, Fourier is swimming their way across, and they might just run a team Lifecraft who will be gatekeeping them. I don't think Lifecraft are aware about their position just yet, but once Fourier decides to land, that's going to be a big problem.
Yeah.
Orange Rock playing center, and Godlike and Team 16 are still out in the open. They haven't made their way into the circle. Meanwhile, Team 40 and CELTZ, it looked like the fight between those two teams is almost imminent.
Also, we've got Team Intense sort of creeping up on Team GSL, so all the Intense fans in the chat, you might want to hold on to your breath as, of course, Fourier on the screen right now, Raj, FTW swims slowly into the safe. So it doesn't look like Lifecraft is even watching the waters. There is one player, however, quite close to the water, and he is keeping an eye on it, but Exotic scanning the horizon. Villain, oh no, Villain letting it, and of course, JSL has finally entered the fight with Intense. Intense Zal getting a knock on Robin God. Intense Zal, he sprays, but he gets the knock. Oh my god, Team JSL knocked out, eliminated by Team Intense. Unfortunately, we did not see that. They just took one casualty knock, but Team Intense, all 4 players pretty much in the game, eliminating JSL. Unfortunately, we missed that. But what do you think, Crips?
I don't think Lifecraft will ever anticipate this. If they do see it coming, they gotta be the smartest players on the damn tournament. Nobody would have expected a team to swim across. They're not even looking in the same direction. Raj is the only player from Fourier who has taken the position on land. Everyone else still hanging around in the water. Raj needs to clear this area first, and then he's going to give his information to his teammates. But Raj has been spotted. Clowney does take a lot of shots at him once Raj is still alive. Clowney needs to finish him off, and his teammates cannot back him up. They're still in the water. Raj somehow manages to heal back, and even Jasupi is here. I'm sorry, it was Jasupi who took those shots, not Raj. My bad. But Jasupi once again decides to engage his teammates, now finally making landfall. Dangi also coming in to back him up, hiding behind that wall, and they're taking shots at Clowney. Where are the rest of his teammates? Clowney does not want to let Dangi go ahead and take him from the other side. They're flanking him from every direction. This is problematic. He's playing it so fantastically. Clowney manages to knock one out, and he is now safe in the house with the cover of his teammates. But even Exotic gets knocked out. So both the team losing one player each. Meanwhile, Els is engaging M40. No, it's actually CELTZ to take that kill. Haha! 3 teams in a battle with each other.
Yes.
Lifecraft need to re-engage.
Lifecraft is in a very bad position as they lick their wounds carefully. Clowney's level 3 vest saving him from that spray down from who I believe was Jasupi. Lifecraft really needs to get...
While all that happens, Elves are having a pretty good time. They have lost one player, but Nipu managed to get knocked onto M40 rival and finish him off.
While all that happens, Elves are having a jolly good time. They have lost one player, but Nipu managed to get the knock onto M40 rival and finish him off as well. So that's one more point in his bag.
That nade though.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Raj FTW, he's responding in kind. This is going to be a bad setback for Lifecraft, as well as Elvis with one man down, spraying down Team CELTZ. Duke trying to get an angle, not the greatest loot. Level 1 vest, level 1 helmet, and a UMP. Duke doesn't want to commit to this fight. As Dangi OP gets another nade in on a Lifecraft team member. Lifecraft is not looking good as Raj going to finish off Exotic. Exotic now out of his misery. All 4 players, Fourier, Team Fourier still in the fight. Lifecraft at a 2-man disadvantage, needs to decide what to do. Meanwhile, Orange Rock in the background, knocking him out this player. Just OP with the spray down on Clowney. Finally, that level 3 vest had enough and finally gave way, and Clowney bit the dust. Villain, last man standing. Is he going to play this safe or is he not? Meanwhile, we've got circle changing. Crips?
Well, even if Villain does manage to make it alive, which I don't think is going to be possible, I can pretty much count him for the dead already. Yep, there he goes. Fight the dust. Fourier out.
GG. That was a good push. That was a good push by Fourier. And I got to admit, like, we saw some really great PUBG Mobile in these last few minutes.
Definitely. And the action isn't over yet as Ruthless finally gets the kill onto Duke as he tries to jump from tree to tree. Nipu and RV, they are around the block, but Nexus steps in this time. And with that M762, he will get the kill onto Nipu. RV hiding in the smoke. There's no way he can save Nipu. I'm pretty sure he will be finished off right there. Duke is also spotted now, so Nexus has the chance to finish him off. This is the perfect chance for his teammate to finish off Nexus, but he's not getting out of that smoke at all. Meanwhile, while that fight does go on, RV will finally be put out of his misery. Ruthless does get the kill onto him eventually. Either way, we did see one more fight on the screen for a second.
Yeah. Nexus, I gotta say, Nexus has been playing really well. He's been consistently fragging from last game as well. And now we're looking at the screen here. We've got Marcos Gaming on the far, I want to say north, and then we've got Team Aztec on the south of the map here. Look at these teams just setting up shop. Meanwhile, Intense finally aggroing M40 as they get a knock. Let's see how these teams play it out. Pansing playing the far cliff corner. Oh no, kills him. Aztec just getting knocked by Orange Rock from Mavi all the way from the far center of the circle. Let's look at the circle right here. We've got Orange Rock right at the center, and we've got Uwe still pretty much in the game all the way north of the circle. And to Orange Rock taking fights left, right, and center. I love the way they're just playing from the center, shooting at everybody that they can see. Let's see what Mavi's up to there. He finishes off, kills him from Team Aztec, as Aztec needs to reconsider their position, reconsider whether they want to take the fight. And the circle changes. It is on Orange Rock. That zone prediction. Holy shit. These guys know exactly how to play this game. What do you think, Crips?
They also have a high ground advantage onto pretty much every team who walks in from the western side, and they will capitalize upon it. Mavi does connect a couple of shots to Raj. Doesn't finish him off, but I don't think he's going to be too sad because he will get plenty of opportunities to kill people. The dude, he's in the car and he walks right up to Aztec, not OP. He does RB not OP manages to knock out Surya, and this is not going in their favor. CELTZ connects with SK from Team Hype, and even though Orange Rock is taking a lot of fights in different directions, 0 Degree need to finally get into the action and get a piece of the meat.
Not really sure what Marcos is doing here with that, losing 2 people to Team Aztec. Orange Rock all over the place, just looking for angles which they can spray it on. Finally, we have Team Godlike in a top 10 situation. But Fnatic eliminated. Fourier having spotted Oasis in the corner. That is the end for Fnatic coming out at team number 10. That's going to be pretty disappointing for them.
Yep, it's going to be even more disappointing for Team Marcos because they thought they had the advantage onto RB not OP, but as soon as they walk in with their car, he knocked them out with the Uzi. And Fourier are still continuing to do a lot of damage. Hype getting shot from Orange Rock and Aztec. This is not good. 3-way battle between Aztec, Orange Rock, and Fourier. It is definitely not in their favor as we see one player from Marcos in the background ticking away in the blue zone, hoping that he can heal himself off. RB not OP finally in the open. Mavi will knock him down.
Mavi not letting that Team Aztec player go. He's been tracking him for quite some time right now, and he wants to get that confirmed kill as he sets his sight on Godlike and the rest of Aztecs. But Aztecs gets eliminated. They fall to the play zone. Another Fourier teammate gets knocked by the play zone, and of course CELTZ also still pretty much in the fight. Godlike needs to rotate quickly to the circle. Luckily, they have some cover in this long house, and Team CELTZ also slowly making their way up, having to deal with, oh no, Marcos Gaming eliminated by M40. Team Intense also eliminated in various firefights. Orange Rock now taking action at Team CELTZ, not letting them push into the circle, pretending to be their gatekeepers.
Godlike though, this is one of the only times where Godlike have all 4 of their players alive. And it's the final circle. This is great. Fourier, just OP. He wants to heal himself up. Knows that even Mavi will need to move eventually as the zone closes in. So he's hoping he can backstab him. But even though he does deal with Mavi, he has to deal with the rest of Orange Rock players, which is not going to be possible. CELTZ take a lot of damage from Nexus OP as he continues to rattle away. Nexus has been playing brilliantly. And finally, M40 will be out. Nexus, after doing all he could, will fall to CELTZ. Orange Rock now showing us what they made of as they engage with Godlike. The 2 teams with the highest number of players alive engaged in battle. Orange Rock gatekeeping Team CELTZ. And the zone is already ticking away at them. I do not think CELTZ will walk away with this as MJ is the last standing player. Red will be finished off by John, and MJ has no option but to stay outside the zone and hope that he can heal himself up at the edge. Not being spotted yet. Orange Rock nade OP, and Fourier is out. Once again, it's between Godlike and Orange Rock, the 2 strongest teams. Let's go, Rohin. This is the brilliant fight that we have all been waiting for.
Absolutely. We've got Team CELTZ, of course, sitting in the corner. MG not wanting to peep out of this. And Orange Rock looking for Team MJ. Yep. And they finally found CELTZ. CELTZ played amazingly well, fighting on two fronts, M40 and Orange Rock. But here we go. It is a 4v4 situation, hopefully, if Godlike can get their team member up and running. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is Godlike versus Orange Rock. Orange Rock, of course, a team that has been consistently playing really well. And I would argue that Godlike are the underdogs in this particular fight that's going to happen. Mavi lets down a lot of lead into the smoke, into the general vicinity of Godlike, and look at them take the higher ground. Of course, Orange Rock in a good position. Sees Smokey OP. Oh, and he gets the knock on Smokey OP. He gets badly chumped, unfortunately, and Smokey OP is going to need some assistance. It is up to the three players of Godlike. We have Mavi going up again and again, getting another knock and exits. Caddy trading Mavi finally, but Anto not letting the pressure down. Orange Rock pushing the pressure as they push. John pushes, and John, amazing gameplay from John. John and Anto